I want you to feel like you have a mountain of this stuff beneath your desk, because great deals will find the money. If you buy bad deals, you're gonna have a hard time selling those deals. If you buy a good deal, there's endless amounts of this stuff available to you. I promise you that. Welcome, you guys. If you don't know us, my name's Templeton Walker, and I've been in real estate for about 12 years. Started as a regular realtor. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I remember the first house I ever sold, Mike. I convinced my parents to buy the house so I could live in it, and I was like, I swear I'll pay the mortgage. We show up that night. There's no lights, there's no power, there's no water, and I'm like, whose job was this? It was my job. So that's how little I knew about real estate. Fast forward to 12 years later, done over 1,700 transactions, many of those off market with my brother here, Miguel, and it's been great. So we're going to talk about all of that, but just to give you a slight idea of who I am and what I do, Miguel, do you want to tell them who you are?
Yeah, of course. Well, my name is Miguel Prado. For those of you that don't know me, I started as a realtor in late 2017, early 2018. So It's been almost 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And when I started as a realtor, I had no idea what I was doing. I did 2 transactions and made a total of 12 grand my first year. And I knew there was something more. Like, there wasn't just being a realtor was hard enough and everyone was doing the same thing. So I started soul searching and investing in myself to see what I would do.
Right.
And we partnered and we figured out that there's many more ways that realtors can do money, make money.
Yep.
And since 2019, 2020, I think you're at 1,700 transactions. I'm a little bit over 1,000. A lot off market, a lot on market, but that's just in a small way of who I am. And that's it, man.
To give you an idea of what we want this Realtor Doctor live show to be, imagine like a Dave Ramsey type show, call in, where you can get real advice, like on an actionable thing. On this deal right now, I am struggling, or on this marketing channel, or on this tactic in my business, I am struggling, where we can help realtors across the nation and really across the world that need help with what we do best, which is we know how to bring a ton of deal flow into a system.
Yep.
We've learned how to vertically integrate that system and offer a menu of options, is what we call it. So that way, as a realtor, too often, they only know how to put a sign in the ground. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we present this menu of options, all sorts of exit strategies for a seller to create win-win situations for you to go make more money. And we want to be able to do that at scale. So this is a great thing. Guys, the basis of this show, like I said, is a lot like Dave Ramsey. We want you to call in. We want you to ask questions. The number that you can call right now. So we have an agenda for the show that we're going to work through.
Yep.
But if a call comes through, we're going to take it. And the number on that is, let me tell you right now, 480-769-9376. We're going to keep working through the agenda that you see to the left or the right of your screen there. I can't solve an algebra problem, but I know this.
Yep.
I know how to help realtors do more business, make more money, and get out of the rat race, become financially free, and go win.
I agree.
One of the things we have on our agenda, Miguel, is the NAR settlement.
So my thoughts on NAR settlement is right now for realtors, it's going to get harder to get into the business. And the first thing you do, they told me as a realtor, is like, hey, you need to go learn how to be a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing they told me. Go host open houses and go be a buyer's agent. That's it. And the reality is, with this settlement, like, no one will really want to be a buyer's agent anymore because it's just got a little bit harder. And what we want is to be able to have different ways to be able to go direct to the consumer, direct to the seller.
So I have not a differing opinion than you, but one of my thoughts is that I think a lot of the realtors are going to exit because it does get hard.
It does.
But for the people that are still willing to do the work, a buyer's agent is going to have a ton of value, but they just got to learn how to position that value to the consumer. They'll still go be buyer's agents, but they better figure out how to pre-negotiate contracts and say, hey, you understand this is my service, this is what and how I get paid, and are you willing to sign up for that? Because I'm gonna go to work for you and make sure this is value, and I'm gonna try to get paid by the seller. But if I can't, someone's gonna pay me. What we need to break the frame for most realtors is that if you can get out of your own way and think, I am a realtor, I only serve clients in that capacity, and we could get you to start thinking about, I am a ultimate problem solver. I am a real estate doctor. You guys are nurse practitioners. You ain't a doctor yet, okay? Chill down. No, but I am the person that if I get with this seller, I need to create an acquisition company that says, hey, Mr. and Mr. Seller, I'm here today to serve you. I have no idea what's best for you until we talk. And when you listen to their situation and you lead with your heart and you lead with your knowledge, their information that they tell you will tell you what to go do.
Yep.
And that's when you can say, hey guys, here's the menu of options. I really think a cash offer here. Here's as is on market. And here's some of the pitfalls that might come with that, some of the advantages. Here's if you fixed up the home and got it to full retail value, here's what I think it would sell for. And here's how we would market that home and how much you would net. Here's a creative option. Here's a seller carry option. Here's a menu of options. What is best for you? If you're asking my advice, I think because you're in pre-foreclosure and the bank's gonna take your home in a couple days, options 3 and 4 don't work. We don't have enough time. Options 1 and 2 do work. Here's what I would do. What makes the most sense for you? And when you go serve people at that level and give that sort of like true fiduciary to them, and I think that's where most realtors struggle is they're like, well, you're not a fiduciary unless you take it to the MLS. And I'm like, bro, you're seeing stuff through such a limited lens, you're underserving people. Some people, they would trade convenience for equity any day of the week. So never assume the way the seller's feeling and just go in, learn how to present the menu of options, learn how to actually deliver on the promises you make, which is what we teach here at Realtor Doctors. So we got you, don't worry. And you're gonna be just fine. I think we're getting a call. This is the Realtor Doctor.
This is Jackson Callahan. How are you?
Jackson, what's up, brother? I'm here with Miguel. Nice to meet you. Interwebs, Jackson, what's your market?
My market is Phoenix, Arizona, man.
What are your symptoms, sir?
So what I've been trying to do is trying to find a new route that maybe is kind of more untouched, that is like some cold calling that I could do where maybe it's some homeowners that haven't been called as much, and just kind of trying to see if you guys had any ideas on that, or what list would kind of be like good for that, or
lots of ideas.
For it.
Oh, dude, great question. We have lots of thoughts on this. So if you're here in Phoenix and you work in Phoenix, right? So are you considering a secondary market?
I do Vegas every so often, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, always open to definitely doing some more business.
Okay, so my first thought is that Phoenix is probably the most competitive market in the nation. I mean, you got like 97 gurus here that teach a bunch of people how to make these sort of calls, so these lists can get saturated and super competitive quickly. The good news is that I would say 99% of those people, there's a select percent that really know how to get it done, but a lot don't. So you can still go win in that, and we do every week, right? We do every month. So you're gonna be fine working in Phoenix, but we have opened up secondary markets like we've done in St. Louis, North Carolina, and Florida, that it is easier for us to buy houses. No question about it. Would you agree?
I agree.
But the tactic that you're going to go to is going to be the same. At the end of the day, we run everything off of ours with batch services. So we go in our batch leads account, we pull whatever niche list that we like, and we kind of have a two-prong approach. One, we like to reach out to realtors, and then one, we like to reach out direct to seller. And me and Miguel both have kind of our favorite lists. I love high equity absentee. So if they have a lot of equity and they're absentee, that tells me they're probably a landlord. And if you make enough of those calls, a lot of them are worn down and they're tired. And they're like, dude, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So I like the high equity absentee because you got to understand too, at one point we had 80 cold callers. So we had to call big lists. Like a niche list, we would run through it in 10 minutes. So if I'm you, do you have any leverage as far as calling goes, or is it just you making the calls?
So I have it's me and my partner Kiave. We kind of just make calls together, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so what list do you like for him, Mike?
I mean, obviously, if you're going after expireds and pre-foreclosures, that's the lowest of the lowest hanging fruit. And not only is everyone targeting pre-foreclosures, but also expireds, right? There's a lot of motivation there. And I still encourage you to keep calling those. One of the things that is going to set you apart is improving your sales skills and having better conversations and being able to connect with the sellers there. There's no such list that's not getting called. I'll say that. Any market, anywhere, there's no such list that's not getting called. So I think that's a little bit of a limiting belief. You're not going to get a list that's like not called at all. So
yeah, like fully untapped.
Fully untapped.
Let me ask you this: are you, when you're calling, are you starting as a realtor or an investor? What's your opening language on the phone call?
So it kind of totally depends. If it's like an expired, typically I'll kind of go as a realtor, just because they were obviously on market. Typically, it seems like they're going to want to kind of go back on market. So I'll kind of just call and pitch them more or less that, hey, are you guys still interested in selling? Are you still wanting to go back to the market? That kind of deal.
Okay.
If it's maybe like a pre-foreclosure and like I can see that obviously the house is distressed a little bit and they got to move a little bit quicker, then it's obviously the investor route there.
Okay, so let's take expireds out of it. Every phone call for me, I like to start as an investor. So the script for me is like me and Miguel have
Even
different,
for expireds.
even for expireds, but like because they're priced high, I kind of want to take that piece out. Let's just talk about every other cold call you're going to make. In my opinion, I want to find out two things quickly. Am I talking to the right person? And would you consider an offer right now? Like, that's it. Investor first on the script.
Batch leads.
Get into batch leads on some better lists and some better data. And then will you call in not next Thursday, but the one after, and let us know how it's going?
Yeah, we'll do, man.
All right, brother. Great to meet you, man. And then we're buyers here in town. So if you find any deals here in Arizona, we want to buy them.
Yep.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan, man. We'll do some here soon.
Great
All
to
right.
meet, brother. Hey, DM me on IG so I can follow you back because I don't know.
Likewise.
We'll do.
All right, bro.
All right, talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Hey, can you put the comments? I saw some questions in the comments.
What's your first move to have the ability to chase this method? Save up X amount of cash. Guys, here's what's cool is like, I have an MLS tactic that is free. A batch leads account can cost you as little as $99 a month. You can go get with your title rep and the data's not gonna be great, but you could go call a list off that. The cost of entry on this is, are you willing to make the calls? Are you willing to send the text? Are you willing to knock the doors? Are you willing to go to the networking event? Are you willing to make the social post? There's only so many ways to go get business. It's the people that do it day in and day out. I always say you can't get a suntan in a day.
Yeah.
Like, it takes time. Like, if you try to like do 9 hours one day, you're gonna burn out. Can you commit to 2 or 3 hours a day where you get good data and you learn what to say and you say it daily? If you do that, you can go make 6 figures a month every month.
Also, I've said this before, and I'm still gonna stick by it. If you're a realtor that's just starting out and maybe you don't have that much money, or you do have money, who cares? With under $500 a month, you can outwork 98% of every single real estate agent in your market. Guaranteed. Outwork and outproduce.
I think what's important today to understand is that I kind of like a 4-prong approach. Like, you could be the greatest investor, greatest realtor ever. If you don't have opportunities hitting your desk every day, it doesn't matter how good you are. So we kind of do social media and SOI as one bucket. We do direct to seller as another bucket, which we pull data through batch.
Yep.
We skip trace that data, and then our form that we like to go through is we call it. We cold call that data. That's been the most effective way for us. You could also send niche mail. You could go knock doors. The goal is to get in front of those people and for you to make a proposition to them. So you have SOI and social. You have direct to seller, and then the third leg there would be direct to agent. You guys, there's so many agents out there that are running into deals that they don't really know how to solve, that they can represent you, make both sides of the commission, but you get the deal. And that's what we've done.
Yep.
So with those 3-prong approach, and then you could marry in some other stuff, which is networking, community. There's really 4 legs to the stool that can bring you, I don't know, we probably get 600 leads a month, and we do that on less than 10 grand of spend. And we, for us personally, we go do 12 to 15 deals every month. And it takes one deal to be profitable, right? Like one deal, because we run a really tight margin. So excited.
Dylan has a great question. Thanks, guys. Like I said, new agent just getting into the game. As far as being able to give a cash offer on your menu of options for the seller, where is that cash coming from as a new agent? That's a very good question.
Many people don't even understand what wholesaling or double closing might be. So you have an A and B contract between you and the seller, and then in the state of Arizona and most places across the nation, you can sell your rights to that contract. All the terms that you have, you can assign your rights for a fee. And that's what wholesaling is essentially, right? It's legal, you gotta disclose it, you gotta make sure all parties understand. If you're a good human being, you're gonna make sure that you present all options and understand how you're making your money and do it the right way. Because I'll be honest, in the wholesale game, there's some grimy dudes that don't do it the right way. But you can stick out like a sore thumb a good way. But to answer your question specifically, When you assign your rights to that contract, at title, let's say you bought a house for $200,000 and you sold it to someone for $220,000, they're going to go fix and flip it and it's worth $350,000. When they bring their $220,000 to title, their $220,000 cashes out the $200,000 to the seller, and then you make the fee of the spread, whatever you created.
Yeah, so you don't bring in the cash. And that's one of the strategies we teach.
That's why wholesaling, you guys, is kind of like the gateway or like the tripwire into real estate investing.
Yeah.
Because it's a strategy that you don't have to be licensed. We always encourage everyone to get licensed. That's why we are the realtor doctors. Because now those same leads, you guys, I would say 9 out of 10 sellers that say they want to sell fast, once we meet with them,
they don't.
It makes more, we'll tell them, like, guys, your house is pretty nice. You can make more money. Let's do it this way. And then we're happy to serve them as a realtor. But 1 out of 10 that raise their hand and say they need to sell, genuinely a cash offer or a quick, convenient, like, we got to go solve this problem right now, makes more sense for them. When you're making your calls or when you're making promises, I want you to feel like you have the biggest bag of money. I want you to feel like you have a mountain of this stuff beneath your desk, because great deals will find the money. If you buy bad deals, you're going to have a hard time selling those deals. If you buy a good deal, there's endless amounts of this stuff available to you. I promise you that. So if you go buy good deals and contract good deals and you do it with disclosure and you sell good deals to your end buyers, you'll have so much money being thrown at you being like, hey, where's the next one? If you're here in Arizona, we're your buyer. Here's what most people do. They send us the deal and say, hey, Miguel, hey, Temp, what can you guys pay for 123 Main Street? And we'll go, hey, looks like it's worth $400. If it's a full remodel, here's all our math. We could pay you $240, $250. So now they're walking into that with a cash offer saying, hey, Mr. Seller, I can give you $230 or $240, whatever spread they want to make, knowing that we have the cash available to go close on that deal and perform on the terms that they promise, and they can make a fee. A 2.0 version of that, Dylan, would be you could borrow hard money. Hard money is once you start fix and flipping, it's a high interest, short-term loan that is asset-based. They don't look at your credit. They don't look at your income. They're saying, you're buying a $400,000 house for $250,000 and you're going to give us 10% down and we're going to charge you 14% interest. Great. If you default on this, we're taking the house back. That's their collateral. That's their protection. But so like when we say, hey guys, we buy houses cash, we do buy cash. We use someone else's and we pay them interest, because that allows our cash on cash return to go up. It allows us to do more projects. If we just used our own cash, we could do 3 or 4 deals and we'd be out of money. Like 3 or 4 deals here in Phoenix is a couple $1 million, and then you got to go borrow, or you got to create some leverage so you can go do more deals. All right. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Jump in the free Facebook community. Hit us up on social. Ask questions. This was great.
This was great.
Guys, love y'all.